Hey guys, welcome back to Solo Leveling Arise. In today's video, we're doing a different style of video. Normally, I focus on pure min-maxing your account and getting the most out of it, but I wanted to go through some suggestions and tips for free-to-play players in this game to also keep efficiency up in your time played in the game. I mentioned in one of my previous videos that this game takes me about 2 hours to do daily routine if I'm trying to min-max absolutely everything, get those S-rank gates, push hard difficulties in the gear farming and stuff like that. And I want to take you through what my routine is for a daily free-to-play experience, trying to also maximize my time. And I want to talk about what you're losing out on it so that you guys understand the full picture. But I just often think in this game, the time you put in for dailies isn't sometimes worth it if you're putting in too much time compared to what you could be. So let's go over into the first thing, which is gates. Now, gates, unfortunately, they're just a tedious part of the game. Now, the big thing with gates is early on in your first couple days, when it's brand new, you're hyped about everything, you're trying to min-max absolutely everything, you definitely want to go for those S ranks. It gives you that extra experience, resources. Early days, you're trying to min-max. Now we're a week into the game, and this is where I step back from this stuff, because this stuff I find completely tedious, and at the end of the day, anything that's going to burn you out and make you quit the game, that's probably not worth doing. So that's why I use the sweep function a ton in this, and I want to talk about the way the sweep function works and the way you can sweep more in this one. Now keep in mind, you can also, if you do have time, you can also just auto run through some lower rank gates, but I find myself always in the last hour of the day trying to rush through and do all this stuff. So, you know, however works for you, if you can auto lower rank gates, for instance, this one here, I could probably, no, this boss I can't even auto on A rank, even though I got a pretty decent free-to-play account. But some bosses, if you can do it, you can do it. But let's go through the sweeping. So obviously when we go to sweep here, just keep in mind, free to play, because after 3 days you lose this bonus thing, you can only sweep B rank and below. Now, if we go to sweep a B rank, you can see over here that it's going to cost me 14 sweep points from each character. And if I go to a D rank, it's going to cost me 7 points for each character, and then an E, I can't remember what an E is. I think it's like 5. But just keep in mind, if you are doing these lower ranked dungeons, there are a couple things that you will lose out on. If you look at A, you can see over here, we do get the mark of time. And if we go to a D, you can see we're not getting the mark of time. So you do lose out on resources by doing this. Also, your gate mining, if we look at a B rank gate, for instance, you get that. If we look at an S rank gate, you're also getting the premium currency. So you do lose out a tiny bit there as well. Just be aware of that. But once again, I think the trade-off is fair. Now, the other thing that we used to do it for early on is the experience. You can see this one is 1875 experience for an A rank. The B rank is 1797. So basically 1800. So you're losing about 80 experience, just less than 80 experience. However, at this stage of the game, if we look at it, I've got a 198,000 experience bar. 80 experience isn't going to break the bank. So that's why I'm not too stressed on that at this stage. Once again, you do have a couple things. Whoops, wrong place. Once again, you do have a couple losses, but I do like doing it. Now, I then want to talk about the efficiency of sweeping. So once again, you have Jinwoo sweep, or Jinu sweep, currency on him, and then you also have your hunter sweep currency. Now you can gain extra hunters that are capable of sweeping. You can see the power they have to be allowed to sweep. As you can see, it's 20,370 for the B rank. Okay, so it's pretty not too bad. That's pretty cheap actually. So you can see my Emma, I just built her up so that she could join the sweeping crew essentially, and that is why she is there. Just keep in mind, it does cost gold to level your characters up like this. To get her up there, it was probably about 250,000 gold. So it is going to be costly because you remember your gold is scarce. So just keep in mind if you are doing that for sweeping purposes. Now, the other thing that affects your sweep points that you have on your characters is their stars. You can see my chart is at 3 stars. So she goes from the base 30 up to 45 because each star is +5. You can see my Dongso here, he is at 35 because he's got 1 star. Now, SR units, you can see down here, old mate is at 4 star, which brings him up to 30. If he was 5 star, he would be 35, which then a 5 star SR gives you 5 more sweep points than a base level SSR. And that is the basic function around it. Once again, you do have to get these characters up to that power, the power requirement to do it. But keep in mind, if you're looking at lower ranked gates as well, it is a lower power requirement, which is a much lower power requirement. So it just depends on what you want to do and what you want to invest. I just want to quickly show you what I did with my Emma to get her to the point where she could do it. I obviously leveled her up. This was previously, so she's got 1 more level that she can level up. I slapped a level 10 bow on her. that was it. And then artifacts, I just slapped the best sets of artifacts that I had for her that could give me stats, and I had to level 2 of them up to +5 to get the requirement at the time that I did it to get her there. Once again, if I wanted to level another character up to that level, we can go here and check, and you can see it's about 215,000, and then pretty much that's about it. Maybe you have to equip a weapon, maybe you have to equip some artifacts, and hopefully that's about it. Once again, I had to upgrade 2 artifacts, which is like another 10-15,000 gold. So that is the cost of doing it. Once again, I wouldn't go leveling up a ton of characters because you will run out of gold, and that is not what you want to do as free to play, especially when you're trying to like min-max both your time and your progression. So then all I do is I go ahead and I sweep, and I just sweep gates. I go willy-nilly. I don't really care. If there's a dungeon break or something like that I can sweep, I will sweep it. Once again, if I do have more time, I will play those S rank gates and the A rank gates, but it is a bit tedious. So we got to select our 3 characters over here. So we're going to go ahead and sweep them, and there we go. We're going to get that one out of the way. We can even sweep a D rank, who really cares? And what I try and do is I try and keep these points fairly even. So if we go down here and you can see, oh, this one's a 7-pointer. We're actually going to refresh, and okay, there's a B rank here. This is a Jinnu. So this one we can just go ahead and sweep. Cost me 14 points. I got 52. Sweep. You start with 60 at the day, I believe it is. I'd already done a sweep. And this is what you really want to be getting from this stuff. So you definitely want to be getting all these experience drops from it. So let's go ahead and rescan again. And then we can see we've got... Ooh, there's an S rank. That's one I kind of want to do, but listen, I'm probably just going to skip it, wait till it's a B and sweep it. So now we've got Jinnu again. We can go ahead. We can sweep that one. Happy days. We got a D rank over here. Let's just sweep that. And you can see my characters here. Once again, this is D rank, so it's 7 points. We're going to go you, and you. Now, because 7, 14, 21, I can get a couple more out of him as well. So we can go ahead and sweep that. And then we're going to start using Emma for our sweeps, because you want to even out these points if you have like a different number of characters that can do this. So once again, this is another 7-pointer. So we can do you, you, and you. And then we can go sweep. And there we go. Actually, I think I messed that up. I think I messed those numbers up. But as you can see, that is the general gist. I might level 1 more character up just to make this even easier on myself. And you can just go for the lower ranked ones if you have to. But once again, even though S ranks are great to do and all that, it is too tedious. So I just run through and I just sweep anything that's sweepable, anything B and below, I just sweep straight through it. And then once the 5 minutes is up, I refresh, sweep through it. It's just so much better for me personally in the time consumption. Otherwise, I feel like I will get burnt out on the game. Now, the other thing that we have to do is the encore missions and the instant dungeons. Now, what I do over here is I have ones that are just my safe, easy ones that I do that I can do at a higher difficulty than any other. For me, it's the spider because I have Char, and Char is like cater-made towards this one. Now at the moment I've tried tier 8, I've got him down to like 4 health bars. Maybe I could do it if I really wanted to, but 7 is, you know, just the safe place for me. So 7 is where I just default to. Once I get a bit more powerful, 8 will be my new default. And I literally just farm this one because this one I can get, it's the highest difficulty I can farm. Once I get the water chick, maybe I switch here and I start farming here. But I just figure it's easier just to farm the one that I know I can clear, easy clap, and still have a good chance at getting some decent gear drops. So that's what I do over there. And then likewise, as we jump over here into the instance dungeon, we have over here, if we go to the Egress fight, this is my comfortable fight. He is weak to dark. I have the plum sword at like level 75. This is my fight. Once again, I tried today. I got close on the tier 7. Then I figured, nah, I'm just going to drop back to tier 6. And I'm just going to clear through the tier 6 and get my freebie rewards. It's pretty self-explanatory. So that is what I do for my dailies. Once again, I don't even bother going back to these guys because these guys are a bit more difficult. I can still do these guys not too bad, but once again, because I can do a high difficulty on Egress, and also I actually enjoy the Egress fight a lot more. That is the one I'm focusing on at the moment until I have what is required for me to sort of easy clear these things. So that is my general suggestions around free to play and your daily routine, trying to keep yourself involved in the game because the game is fun, but holy shit, the daily stuff is so tedious, gates and stuff like that, without having sweep functions in the gear farming as well. You know, you got to play that shit manual, and if you're trying to do it on a phone like I do often, it gets super bad. But once again, with these gates, feel free to auto through them if they're ones you can clear. If you can't, just go ahead and sweep, easy clap through it, and happy days. Anyway guys, that is going to be it for this one. As always, thanks for watching. Hope you have an awesome day, and I look forward to seeing the next one. Cheers.